Hello, this is Story Family, and a new original story from my channel Life Stories. Olivia sat up in bed. That's it. How much longer can I mope? I need to move. I need to get back to life. She walked through the house, ran her finger over the TV, over the coffee table, and wrinkled her nose. She didn't like dust. She didn't like disorder. Her husband had said in the morning that he was going on a business trip. She indifferently waved him off and turned over to the other side. She had long suspected what kind of business trips those were, and little Anna was an attempt to save the family or at least create the appearance of a family. Olivia sat down on the sofa. As soon as her thoughts returned to little Anna, her whole body seemed to go numb. Tears rolled from her eyes, and 2 months ago, little Anna was no longer in their lives. No, Anna didn't die. Nothing like that happened to her. But sometimes Olivia thought that what they did to her was worse than death. A year ago, Olivia decided to have a serious talk with her husband. Somehow everything was falling apart in their family. And as she thought, the reason for it all was the absence of a child. Michael couldn't have children and seemed not to worry about it at all. He had enough other concerns. Olivia's parents, after 5 years of their married life, gave them a large sum so that they would finally stop working for someone else and open their own business. They lived in another city, almost 1,000 kilometers from here. After long negotiations at the kitchen table, Olivia's dad and Michael decided that the best thing would be to open a branch of her father's company here. That is, it was already an established business. Michael just had to set everything up. Of course, her father supported him, and things quickly took off. They bought a good house, a car for him, for her. After some time, Michael said that they had enough money and Olivia could take care of herself and the home. She saw how much her husband loved her, how he cared for her, but after some time, she realized that it wasn't entirely care that drove him, but rather a desire for freedom. Her husband started staying out endlessly, going on some incomprehensible business trips. His clothes started smelling of women's perfume. And Olivia made up her mind. Michael, I want to talk to you. He lifted his eyes from his plate. Today was one of those rare days when he had dinner at home. Starting again, and then you get offended that I don't want to be at home. And how can I be here if you've gone crazy with your jealousy? Olivia barely held back, but still held back. Michael, I want to talk about something else. Oh, so there's something in your head besides jealousy? She looked at him, and Michael said, well, let's talk. Michael, I'm already 35. We won't have children, I know that. And now you want to jab me again? You yourself said that means we'll live like this. Michael, I'm so lonely. You're never around. Interesting. Are you leading up to something specific? Yes. Let's adopt a child from an orphanage. After all, many people do that. Even people who are much better off than us. Her husband drummed his fingers on the table. Well, suppose we adopt such a child, and his parents are some drunks or something. This child grows up, starts stealing, killing. Michael, what are you saying? What am I saying? There are plenty of such cases. And then, what if some incurable disease pops up in him later? Michael, well, we can take someone whose parents are known. How's that? Well, children end up in orphanages not only because their mothers are alcoholics. Some parents might have died, gotten sick, a bunch of reasons, and the child is from a good home and ends up in an orphanage. I see you've prepared for this conversation. Let's do this. I'll think about it, find out what and how in such cases, and then we'll come back to this conversation. And how much time do you need? Well, at least a month. Okay, we'll talk in a month. And in that month, it was as if something changed in their relationship. Michael started being home more nights. They talked, even went to the movies. Olivia didn't bring up the conversation. The time would come, and they would talk again. A month later, her husband said, okay, but let's agree. It won't be a baby who screams at night and who knows what will be discovered in him later. It'll be a child from a normal, well, relatively normal family. And we won't adopt him right away. First, we'll arrange temporary guardianship. Well, if everything is fine, then we'll decide further. Olivia threw her arms around his neck. She agreed to everything. Even her mom came for 2 weeks to help with the search. Finally, they found little Anna. The girl was 11. She had been living in the orphanage for 5 years. Her parents had died in a car accident. The girl was fond of drawing. She was quiet and calm. Michael went to see her only once and just nodded, and at home he said, "Olivia, please don't force me to interact with her. I'll observe for now." She nodded here too, although she understood that it wasn't right. When little Anna arrived at their home, Olivia's parents came right away. They were delighted with the girl, gave her gifts, hugged her. Anna clung to Olivia, and Olivia was ready to cry constantly. They became friends. When Michael came, Olivia quickly fed him and ran off. It was obvious that he didn't quite like all this. Once he even expressed his dissatisfaction to her. "Since Anna appeared in the house, you seem to have completely forgotten that you have a husband." Olivia immediately retorted, "Well, my husband forgot that he has a wife much earlier." Michael looked at her in surprise. Usually, Olivia never said anything. He saw that she was always afraid that he would freak out, that he would slam the door. But now she somehow forgot about jealousy, and it seemed she liked that he wasn't home. And that was very bad. He couldn't have Olivia fall out of love with him. His business, his well-being, his mistresses directly depended on Olivia's father. And the cause of it all was this girl. He thought she would influence his wife differently, that she would calm down, get fat, and happily cook borscht. But it turned out completely different. Olivia was running around with this girl to classes, already part of some parent committee, always in touch with someone. Something had to be done. Trouble struck suddenly. In the morning, Olivia was getting ready to go somewhere, opened the jewelry box, and it was empty. She even shook her head. Strange, 3 days ago she had shown the jewelry to little Anna. The girl tried it on, laughed, maybe she wanted to try it on again. Olivia looked into the children's room. "Anna, did you take my jewelry?" "No, of course." "Why?" Then Michael approached them. "What jewelry?" "Well, I opened the box, and it's empty. I need to think where I could have put them." Michael, looking at Anna, smirked. "Do you ever move them?" "No." Anna jumped up. "Why are you looking at me like that?" Michael sighed. "Anna, no one comes to our house at all. As you understand, there's no point for me or Olivia to take the jewelry. That leaves you. Don't be afraid, just tell us. Maybe someone scared you." "I didn't take it." "I didn't take anything." "How could you even think that?" "Little Anna, you don't need to be afraid of us. At this age, anything can happen." Michael approached the girl as if she were a criminal and wanted to escape. She started crying. "Why are you doing this?" "I never." Michael took her backpack and shook it out onto the bed. A wad of money fell out from between the books. "Anna." Olivia recoiled, then staggered out of the room. Michael said, "Well, ladies, choose. I call the police, or Anna goes back to the orphanage." Olivia locked herself in her room when they came for the girl. She was hysterical, but through her wailing, she heard her calling, "Mom, Olivia, I didn't take anything." 2 months had passed, and that cry still echoed in Olivia's ears. She resolutely got up from the sofa. "That's it. I'm doing a general cleaning. I'm starting to go out and breathe." She looked at herself in the mirror and got scared. A disheveled woman of about 50 was looking at her. Lately, she only got up when Michael wasn't home. She didn't understand why, but she couldn't stand to see him. Although he did approach her after they took Anna away. "Understand, Olivia, this is just the first warning. Such children don't change. She will never truly love us. We are not her real family. We'll always be just a source of money for her." She understood that her husband was probably right. And that made it even worse. If not for the support of her parents, Olivia would probably have gone completely crazy. They were always there, even though far away. With her mom, they could cry on the phone for an hour or two in the evenings. Olivia had been scrubbing the house for an hour. Scrubbing thoroughly, not missing a single millimeter, as if she wanted to wash away everything that had ever been here. She carefully moved her husband's collection to the table. Strangely, for many years, Michael had been collecting cacti. He took care of them himself, repotted them himself, bought pots and fertilizers for them himself. She was even forbidden to water them because each cactus needs to be watered in a special way. She somehow turned awkwardly and felt that she had knocked over a pot. She turned sharply, but couldn't catch it in time. The pot crashed to the floor, clanged, and shattered along with the soil. Michael will kill her. And then, in the soil, Olivia saw some bundle. She thought it was probably some fertilizer, reached out, took it. She had never seen fertilizer put in the soil in a bag. The little bag was small but heavy. Olivia unwrapped it, and she felt sick. She slowly sat down on the sofa. At the bottom of the cactus pot was a bag with her jewelry, and only one person could have put it there. Olivia felt it becoming hard to breathe. They accused Anna of something the girl hadn't done. She, precisely she, Olivia, had betrayed her, offended her, trampled her faith in love and justice. Olivia reached for the phone. Mommy, what have I done? The door lock clicked. Olivia mechanically looked at the clock. 7 in the morning. She was sitting in the living room. In front of her was the coffee table. On the table were the jewelry. Michael turned on the light and even cried out, "What are you doing here like a ghost?" "Oh, come on, not now. I'm not going to argue at 7 in the morning." And then he saw the broken pot and the jewelry. You found it after all." "Michael, why?" "Because we don't need this." "You meant to say you don't." "She interfered with you because she distracted my attention from you." "I was supposed to take care of you as before so that you could spend all your time on your mistresses." Michael smirked. "See, you said it all yourself. I don't even have to explain anything. That's it, I'm going to sleep." Michael turned around, sensing some movement. In the doorway stood Olivia's father. "You're not going to sleep here anymore. And you're not going to live here either. Victor Oliver, where did you come from?" "From nowhere. Pack your things and get out." "What are you allowing yourself? Why are you interfering in my family? I tried to help you, and you turned my help into evil. That's enough." Olivia stood up. "Dad, let him pack. Let's go." Olivia didn't listen to her husband. He tried to grab her by the hand, shouted something about her making a big mistake and all that. Olivia flew out into the street like a bullet. Dad came out after her. "Where are we going?" "To the orphanage." "Dad, I have to apologize. I have to explain everything to her. I want to fix everything, and I want her to truly become my daughter." "Well, if you really want that, I think she'll forgive." "Let's go." Olivia flew down the corridor. At first, she walked with the director, and then, seeing Anna, she rushed. The girl noticed her too and froze as if petrified. Her eyes widened, a tear rolled down her cheek. The kids stepped aside. Olivia ran up to her, stopped, then slowly knelt down. "Forgive me, my girl. Forgive me for believing him and forgive me for not stopping, for being cowardly. If you can, forgive. These 2 months, I haven't lived, I've existed. I really want to bring you back if you can forgive me. Only bring you back for real, as a real daughter, and he won't live with us anymore." Anna looked at the bowed head for a long time. There was dead silence in the corridor. Finally, little Anna stirred, sobbed loudly, and hugged her with both arms. "Mom Olivia, I missed you so much, I cried so much." They sat on the floor in the middle of the corridor and sobbed. The kids and teachers surrounded them. Many were crying too. Olivia stroked little Anna's hair. "Everything will be good with us now. We'll forget everything that happened to us, absolutely everything, and remember only one thing. You're mine, you're my daughter, and I'll always believe you, always be on your side, and never let anyone hurt you. If you like the story, I hope it won't be difficult for you to support me with a thumbs up button. Thank you."